On this episode of Trying Not to Sing, we unpack our new Sailrite Sewing Machine. Lynn tries her hand at installing a smile zipper, and Ed repairs a cracked hatch on the Carver 355.
So what we got here, as you can see, is we ordered the Sailrite Sewing Machine. It's their, I forget the model number, it has a Z in it. Probably in here somewhere. Manual. Anyway, it's they're kind of like their deluxe package thing. I think it was about $1,100. Came with this carrying case and some threads and the various things that you need. So obviously you can see that we bought this for a reason. If you watch one of our previous videos where we lost all of our isinglass over on the Hatteras when we were in Annapolis. And we also have 3 pieces that need to be replaced on our Carver. So the thinking went that, well, if we're going to spend all this money replacing a total of 7 or 8 pieces of isinglass with Sombrella, it might be worth it for us to just spring for the $1,100 and buy the machine and buy some glass and cloth and whatever we needed. So anyway, that's the plan. And the other plan is that Lynn's doing all this because I have no idea how to sew and I'm not interested in learning. So this is her project and we'll see how it goes.
Fun.
I'm going to try and put it together for her and then she can play with it.
Yay!
Those 2 things go, you see the holes?
We got to put them in holes. Okay. Okay, today's project is to replace the isinglass that was on reprisal. This was replaced a year ago, and however, the gentleman that replaced it used a dress zipper. So it actually needs a heavy-duty zipper, which I have one that I'm going to put in. We're going to take this out. This is the second time it's been replaced, and I can tell because it's got this dry stuff over here, which is like this second time it was replaced because the original is in the seam. So I will be using double-sided tape. It works really good. You just roll it out and put it on. Well, you know what? I'll show you. And I am not going to use my good zipper scissors. I'm going to use a seam ripper because that works better. And so let's get this on the roll. So anyway, now that the glass is out, I'm going to clean up all this junk. This is from the second isinglass that was put in. This is from the first one. It's in between the seam. That's how you can tell. And usually when you replace the first one, you just rip that out and sew this over like this. So that was done once, and then we had it done, and the guy just sewed over on top of the other one. But I don't like that, so I'm cleaning it all up so it looks as neat as it can. Okay, now I'm ready to lay this out. And this isinglass doesn't have any grain, so it doesn't matter which way you lay it. So I just find the most efficient way, so I save some more windows. But to kind of get a feel of where it's going to go. Right now I have it rolled out so it will lay flatter. And looks like it's going to fit pretty good right here on the end. Awesome sauce. And what I'll do from now is I'll double tape it and then I'll slowly roll the isinglass on top of it. And then I'll just cut it out. It should be good, I hope. Anyway, now I have my Sailrite Sewing Machine all set up, ready to sew. I was gonna use the blue thread I have, which is a canvas nylon thread, but I decided to go with black because it would match better. This is more of a royal blue than a navy. It's all set up in here, it's all taped in, and all I have to do is let her roll on the machine. I'm going to start with an easier part first, just till I get the hang of everything. I have a soft blanket laid on this table so it doesn't scratch it. And I'm just going to go right ahead and Scooby-Doo this up in no time at all. It should be all set up and ready to roll. I have my foot pedal on the ground and I'm just going to take my time with it. Do a reverse stitch. Okay, now that this is all sewn in, I can trim the plastic off and get ready, to put the smiley face zipper in. Looks good. I'll trim off the extra threads, trim this off, and then we'll tape down the zipper I have. And it's a certain type of zipper. It's not a dress zipper. It's one that's able to make turns. It's a number 10 coil zipper. It's hard to do with one hand. So I'm pretty happy with that, so mostly where it's at. I might go by and trim up some more, but this is kind of what you can expect. Because these snaps are used snaps, and you can see how the sewing machine kind of wigged out, which is fine because I need to cut this out so it can snap back in. These ones here, the back of them, I don't have to worry about. This was pretty confusing for me, but anyway, I figured it out thanks Sailrite videos. So I basically measured where I wanted the window to be, where the window should be. And then I took the ruler, did a measurement here, took it 4 inches out, 8 inches up, and 8 inches this way. Same with the other side. And it's really hard to see the wax crayon, so I just used this water-based liquid chalk stick so I could draw the line so I know where to follow. What I'm going to do is flip it over, and I'm going to use this same double-sided sticky tape, and I'm going to run it all up and down here, and then I will stick it to my pattern there, and then I'll put it on the sewing machine and sew it up. Wish me luck. Okay, now I have it all taped on, double-sided, and I tried to get as many as these little bend things out as possible. And basically I just wanted to make sure it didn't have any sharp turns that the zipper won't be able to handle. And now I'm ready to run it through the sewing machine. Let's see how that goes. Stripper went through it. Wasn't easy, it required 2 hands, but that's done. Okay, here's the smiley face window open and unzipped. And I think she looks okay. She zips up. I made sure the turns weren't too sharp. Obviously I'm zipping her up with one hand. And I decided not to put a pocket on that, but I cut it short and capped it because this actually goes behind the boat on the back, so this zipper will probably hang down like there. Looks pretty good. The zipper faces the inside of the boat because the back, the plastic will protect the zipper. So that's that. It's a wrap, I think. We'll still do some other touch-ups and stuff, but for now it's a wrap.
Well, as you can see, Lynn finished up the isinglass repair on the Carver, including a little smiley window to allow some air to go back and forth when we open up the front and just let it come on through and cool everybody off. In case you're wondering about what she was using, it is a 30 mil vinyl. It is, I think it's called Regilux, REG something. They sell it over at Sailrite. That's where we bought it in a long roll. We use the same thing on our boat over there as well. They do make a thicker version of 40 mil, but since we're doing a smile window, we figured it would be a little bit better, easier to roll it up if it was a little bit on the, the thinner instead of the very thickest stuff. Now they make even thinner more. You get 20 mil, you get 10 mil. You don't want that. 30 seems to be a good size for this type of work. So her total cost of doing it was about $40 in materials. Took her about 3 hours, and she saved about $200. So $70 an hour for working at her sewing machine, and she loves to sew anyway. In fact, she just got done making all these masks for COVID-19 masks for everyone in my family. They're all custom done with something that represents their personality, I guess. But anyway, yeah, it was. She said it was fun to do. She had a good time, and it was also profitable. So, really happy we bought that new sewing machine.
Me too. So what the heck are you doing?
Well, one of our guests on the boat had the bright idea that you could walk across this, and what they did is they put a big crack right through the lens.
Huh.
And I'm taking this off, and I'm gonna see if I can replace the lens. It's a Bomar hatch, and I contacted Bomar. They no longer make this exact hatch, but they got a replacement model, which I can buy the whole thing. It's about $500, which is a lot, but it's not so much the money. I think it is.
There's a big truck going by.
Okay. I really don't want to take this up and reseat it and all that. I think it might be less of a hassle for me to just try to replace the lens. So I'm going to give that a shot first. If I run into a problem, then I'll just buy a whole new hatch and put it in.
Well, it'd be cheaper that way too, right?
Well, it should be. I haven't looked for a lens yet, but it's just a piece of 1/4-inch smoked. It's not plexi. I forget what you call this stuff, but I should be able to find it. And it's just really rounding the edges, and I got 2 circular holes to cut, and I guess we'll see how that goes.
Okay, Missy here.
So I got the lens out, a couple pieces, but I have it out, so I'll be able to use that as a template. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to get all the old, I guess, I don't know if it's caulking or a gasket or what, but it's scraping this out so I can replace it. And I won't be able to get the gasket, so I'll be replacing it with caulking and, what's it called, butyl tape, something like that. I've seen it online where people do it, and that's typically what they do instead of trying to get a new gasket, which is not available. So that's what we're going to do.
If that doesn't come off all the way?
What?
The whole hatch?
I tried. The screws are in there so bad, there's no way I'm going to get them out without stripping them. And then I'm going to have to drill them out. So I don't think it's that big of a deal for me to work on it where it is. So okay. That's what I'm going to do.
You're making a mess, Ed.
Yep.
You're making a big mess.
Like my big quarantine for 3 weeks look?
Yeah, I like the hairstyle. What's it called? quarantined for 3 weeks.
I think it's been more than 3. I think it's been like 4, right?
Yeah. Well, we actually.
Like 4 weeks about like shaving or doing